We are ready.
Okay.
All right.
It is, you ready? It is 5:01, and this is a meeting of the Veterans Service Committee. We'll call to order at 5:01. And Cheryl, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Pledge, Cheryl. Good. Okay, roll call and elevation, we don't have any well, you're an alternate, you're technically an alternate. Would you like to be a regular member? Since we only have 4 of us, Ron has resigned.
Oh, he has
really?
Yes,
Oh, that's too bad.
I know, I think so too. Would you like to be a regular member? That way you can.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna do the paperwork to permanently elevate you. I recommend, I guess I'd have to nominate you and then I need a second and we vote. So,
None
I
of
make a
which I can
motion.
do any of them.
right, but once we do, you can. So I motion that Ken Sweet be elevated to a regular member. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Now you can vote forever and ever. Sweet as regular. By Schilling, second by Lowry, unanimous. Okay.
Now you can move up.
Okay.
Oh.
Or you can
Good.
just put your feet up.
No, my foot's very sore right now, I think.
Uh-oh.
Been elevated. Oh, I shattered my heel in a car accident many moons ago.
And it's,
The changing weather bothers it.
Today it's saying to me, I don't like you.
is it gonna rain tomorrow? Is that what it's telling you?
No, I've been doing a lot of standing on concrete and stuff
Oh.
like that, so.
As the roll call portion of that, I have on my left Cheryl Harris. I almost said Harvey, who was my roommate at the academy. Cheryl Harris, I'm Sharon Schilling. I have Paulette Lowry on my right and Ken Sweet over on the side. One of the things that I think we need to do that's not on here is, and we can do it under administration, is this year's chair and vice chair. Since you stepped down as vice chair because of your
It's just,
yeah, you don't have the time to do it. So we will need to, I'm willing to stay as chair. If somebody else wants to be chair, I'm happy with that too, because I got a lot on my plate, but this is not that heavy a lift for me that I can't do it. But we'll get to that under administration, okay? Approval of minutes. We were unable to approve July's minutes because we didn't have a quorum of people to review them.
Look at that, I have them.
you have December's and July's.
Yeah, you should have December's and July's. We have to do both, so let's do
Oh.
July's first. Approval of minutes. Is there something wrong?
Oh, here.
I thought they would duplicate.
No, they just look exactly the same, probably.
I have, oh, there's July right in front of me. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Yes. Ta-da, ta-da.
To the best of my memory will allow,
Yes.
they're okay.
Yep,
I'm okay with July's minutes.
okay.
I vote to approve the minutes from July 15th, 2024.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye,
Aye, aye.
unanimous. Okay, this is what I want to do on here. So, July minutes. You want to take a look at December's while I'm doing this?
Yes, because
okay with December's as well.
I'll second it.
I'm presuming that's a motion for you.
A motion to accept December's minutes, December 16th, 2024.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. They're unanimously approved. All right, that gets some of that paperwork out of the way. I'd say let's open it up to public comment, but we, once again, don't have any public. But I think, want to make a comment here that's not necessarily... If anyone wants to be a part of this committee out in TV land, please contact us, contact Town Hall. They'll let me know, they'll let us know that somebody wants to be on the committee. It's not a ton of work, but it is important. It's important to the Veterans Monument, it's important to veterans in town. Things that you saw at the last town meeting where it came from the Veterans Service Committee to propose a warrant article to change the language on how people are and which people are eligible for the Veterans service credit on their tax bill, and it passed in town. That would not have happened unless this committee had taken it up and said this is the right thing to do and created the wording and sent it forward. So it's not a lot of work, but it's important work, and it's important to our veterans to support them. So if you want to be a member of this committee, please reach out to us. We could use your help. We could always use help.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other comments anyone wants to make? No? Okay.
No.
Then we will move on to old business. Tabling at the transfer station. It's spring. Do we have a date? Do you want to pick a date? Do we want to look at a calendar and figure out when to do that?
I would need to double check things because,
Stuff has changed.
well, no. All of a sudden, my schedule has gotten stupid.
Okay.
So for me I need,
Refresh my memory as to why we're putting a table there.
We
just to
want,
try to build a database of veterans in town and see if we can't get people to stop and give us their contact info.
this is what I have, but this is only 127 households. We know that there are more veterans than that in town.
So you have a list of veterans.
I have a list. I have a list that came out of the database of who's receiving the veterans credit. And that's the only way that they know if someone who lives in town is a veteran, is if they come and apply for that credit. If somebody thinks they don't, or they don't know of the credit, or they don't think that they are eligible for the credit, then, and they haven't applied for it, the town has no record of their service. So, but this has, and it doesn't have emails, it only has mailing addresses.
Right.
And I suspect that I'm not on that list.
I believe you were correct, you are not on this list.
Am I on that list?
I didn't qualify.
No, you're not on this
Until
list
recently, I
either.
have
Do you
not
get the
qualified
veterans
for
credit?
that.
I haven't brought my TD 14.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Now that it's
Cheryl,
changed, you
I know,
qualify.
I
it's
know,
$500.
I know. I just
You
like,
should.
I just like keep,
Literally,
carry it with me in my car.
is your other half a veteran?
No.
Oh, okay. I
No.
was gonna say if he is, because you're both eligible then. It's not
Right.
one
Yeah.
household, it's per person.
It's per person.
And the thing of it is too, like, I'm eligible for 500. My husband was eligible for because he was 100% disabled. And I thought when he passed that I would lose that.
You
And
don't.
You don't. So it's very important to sign up for it because then your spouse would still get that
Right.
benefit.
Your widow or widower
Or would, yeah,
carries that benefit forward,
so.
if
know.
you're 100%. Not
Yeah.
quite there yet.
Well, no, but I don't
60,
know about.
and the way we're working right now, who knows if we can get it up.
Yes.
Firing all the people, so.
So anyway, but I encourage you to apply. It's, you can even, well, no one likes to email a
No,
copy of their.
I've got like, I think I'm the only person because of reserves that has like 5 DD 214s.
You just need one of them. You just need one of them.
Yeah.
Just one of them. I'm the same way
Yeah.
for part of the service,
Mhm. Yeah.
but you only need one of them,
Mm.
and you could give it to Adam to give to Linda tomorrow night for the selectmen's meeting.
Oh, that's a good idea, because I
Right?
watch the kids, so.
Yeah. So
There
give
you
them the
go.
envelope. Put it in an envelope. Mark it for
I'll
Linda.
get that back, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
if you ask for it back, you can
Yeah.
get it
Yeah,
back.
because they're not supposed to keep the DD.
No.
I give them a
14.
copy. I didn't give them an original.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just made a
think-
copy.
I think mine are all
I
copies.
I carry one with me just about everywhere, but I just have my social security number crossed out on
On it.
Mhm.
So, at any rate,
Okay.
so that's why we were tabling, was to increase this list, increase our contact, increase, understanding of exactly how many veterans are there in town. 127 households. We know that at least in my family, there's 2 of us, so there's at least 128 veterans in town, if not, and we know there's more than that. We know there's more than that. So,
So
So-
if you were to pick a day, the dump is only open from certain hours, right?
Yeah.
it. It
I'm
would
calling
be a
it the
Saturday
transfer
and or
station.
Sunday.
Okay, so
'Cause
say we put,
that's the day you know,
most used.
probably a Saturday would be better because most people here do go to the Madison church and things of that nature. So first thing in the morning is not gonna be their deal. They're not gonna go to the transfer station
On a Sunday.
on a Sunday. So I would say Saturday.
And I'm wondering if we set the table up, if we had the right signage, if John would let us leave it there for Monday. Because a lot of people wait till Monday to go to the dump that live in town to stay away from all
From
the,
the crowds,
yeah.
the weekenders.
And if that's the case, I mean, I don't have a problem with taking a Monday and.
And I don't have a problem taking
And that's only,
a-
that's a half day.
Right.
We're only
Yeah.
open till noon.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's not, I have the grandkids on Mondays and I get them on the bus at 9 and then I could just,
So I have an idea. Oh, that's Father's Day. We don't want to do it that weekend. I was
no.
thinking, oh, let's do a Flag Day, which is Saturday the 14th, but Friday is Father's Day. You want to do it the weekend before that, like
So
June
June
7th,
7th.
and 8th, and then.
I will be
cut
in
there from-
Florida.
Do you have any other
Before
proposed
Memorial Day?
weekends?
How about before Memorial Day?
Well, I'm not here before Memorial Day.
Oh.
I leave for Italy
Oh,
on the 30th of April, and I'm not back until.
See, I have commitments through the end of the month on the
Yeah.
weekends.
For Memorial,
For this month,
Yeah.
April.
April.
I also,
On
they got the races at the end of May too, so,
on the 31st.
yeah. So,
Which is-
and I don't ever do anything on Memorial Day weekend,
Which is the weekend before.
right?
yeah.
We always have our family cookout and
Mhm.
get together and
Right.
stuff like that,
So-
so.
So that's why I'm looking at June,
Okay.
Yeah, so what about the end of June, just before the 4th?
like the 28th and 29th?
Yeah,
When's the 4th? The 4th is the next Friday. 28th, 29th?
Let me look at my calendar.
Possibly, yeah.
Oops. June.
all right, so 28th, so let's just say,
Okay, potential.
um,
Okay.
and we'll say, yeah, transfer, and what time are they opened?
They open
Eight.
at 8 a.m.
And then they.
They close at 4 on Saturdays
on
and
Saturdays and
Sundays.
Sundays.
And we could split that up.
Yeah,
We could
like
split it 8
split
to
the
12 and
shift
12 to
up.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, I'll do a shift on both days. That doesn't bother me.
right.
Yeah.
I just, I can't be there 8 to 4 both
The
days.
biggest thing is, we need people to understand what we're doing there without having to ask us. We need some kind of signage big enough.
Yeah, something
You know,
that says, are
that-
you a veteran that lives in Madison area?
You know,
Come on over and sign up.
and he's gonna want us to set up
Off to the side.
after you know, more
Come
as
back.
people are leaving than coming in.
Yeah.
Right,
And
because you
they
don't want
So-
to back that up into the road.
So my
So when they're
thoughts are
driving-
is down by where the glass area is in the metal pit, there's a spot there on the right
Mm-hmm.
that we could be out of the way. But I think if we could come up with some kind of signage to put on the right as you come in,
Right,
that tells people
your veterans are,
that this is, please stop. At the table.
what about when you know, like when you're up top and you dump your trash, now they've taken all those dumpsters out that used to be the cans and stuff like that.
Correct.
That would be a.
Down, when you come down before what used to be the cardboard.
The
and-
issue is, it gets very congested up there,
Up top, yes.
up top, so you don't want to. We wanna be in a place where people aren't gonna be stopped longer than they need to be to do their trash.
Right, but down in that area, if we had the tent set up down, when they come out and come down to go, let's say for the cans and papers and stuff like that, on that side, there's plenty of room for them to.
Well, okay.
I just know what John requested
Okay,
when I spoke to him.
Okay, so we can ask John, does he have a recommendation? Because he
Correct.
knows what the traffic is like in there. He knows on a Saturday and
Yes,
Sunday
yes.
where it backs up and that kind of stuff. So we can say to him, we're looking at this area down here between where the, where the compactors are when you swing around, right over where the swing around part is, maybe putting a tent and a table up there. But if he says, no, that's not a good place, then
Sometimes in the summer, there's cones over there to get people to go around to
Both
the back
aisles.
side of the paper bin.
right.
okay.
So, and if those cones are out there, then we would be restrictive in the way of those probably.
Well, that's why we should ask John.
So
Okay.
that's why I'm saying, what he led to me to believe is that spot on the way out where they put the blocks and stuff that never actually materialized into anything. And that turnaround where you go in for the metal bin and the glass.
Glass.
There's a spot there on the right. And there's
After the glass?
actually between pulling into the glass and pulling out for the glass.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
it's,
Yeah.
as you're going in, it's after the glass before you pull out.
No, he's talking, there's one driveway where,
You know where you
one
pull up
driver
to the
there
metal
and
bin?
right here in the middle.
You know where you pull up to the metal bin?
You come around, right, the metal bin is here, the glass bin is over here, you end up going around like this. This was all like waste. This used to be cinder blocks and ceramic tile.
Correct.
And you come back out and go
Basically,
out onto
we're
the road.
across the pavement from the booth where the
Yeah.
information.
So over
booth
here
is.
somewhere.
Right
Because
up
this
in
is-
here, right in the middle
No,
here.
because his booth is like over here.
Oh, okay,
And this is, you come in, you go out to the road. This is the road,
yeah,
right? You come in, you go out that way. You're coming in.
okay.
I
No,
think
no.
the scale on your
Okay.
drawing is way off.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
kidding.
Okay,
But I'm
wait,
just
wait,
saying,
wait.
even
Okay,
your location of
let's say the
stuff.
boat, you go in here and you go around this way. This piece of grass right here, where, let's say your booth would be here, so your setup would be here.
Where
The
have you,
booth
where,
isn't down here. The booth is up here.
Whoops, sorry.
As you come in, look,
all right,
as you're coming
here's the
in,
entrance, let me draw it. Here's the entrance in, it comes like that, the booth is here in the middle,
right,
Yes.
okay? You've got this area in here, the metal bin is right here, the glass is back here. There's a spot right up in here that is in the middle between this entrance and out. This is where it comes around, here is the bulk waste
yeah,
dumpsters
and
over
then they
here.
come down over this way.
Right, but they can come around here, they can come over here, but there's a spot right in here.
So that's
that-
what this was, that's what I was saying this part was here.
I like his drawing better.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just making sure we're talking about the same
Same thing.
place.
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
we are.
So,
Okay,
Different
so-
drawings,
I
same
think,
place.
without double checking with him, I feel like that meets the criteria. And that also allows parking off the pavement, out of people's way, and not in the way of people getting to the metal bin and getting to the glass. They're not gonna get in anybody's way and slow down what can be very congested traffic flow from
I
time
get
to
that.
time.
Right, but we still need to, if you could verify with John
will
that
do
that's
that.
still a good spot. And then check with him and see if the weekend of 7-8 June works. Like they got nothing, they're not
7-8
planning
June
on,
does
I
not
thought we
work
went
for
to
me.
No,
28,
May
29.
oh, I'm sorry,
June 28, 29.
June 28, 29. Yes, June 28, 29.
7-8, I have a daughter graduating high school and a grandson's birthday, both on the same day, the 7th.
Right, so June 28, 29. I
Yeah.
just wanna make sure they're not, like, they haven't got some construction or something, or repaving going on, or anything like that, that we're gonna be interfering with, or any of that kind of
No,
stuff.
I-
So June 28, 29.
They're usually pretty good at doing their work Tuesday through Thursday as opposed to
Right,
Saturday and Sunday.
generally, but, you know, like I said, it pays to make sure.
Did everybody get one?
Yeah, everybody got one.
Okay.
We threw them out.
Just in case you didn't know, God loves you.
I know, yeah,
Um,
I know God loves me.
Table at,
I say that about me, but I think it's just because somebody's gotta.
transfer station. TBD. Okay, I put it in the calendar. All right, so, and then we'll need to work on developing signage. We do have one more meeting before that. We'll have a meeting on the 23rd of June is our next meeting.
Oh, look at me, I already had it in my book.
Good on you, girl.
Accidents happen.
So we can always
Blind squirrel gets a
finalize,
nut.
we can always finalize anything that we might need, but, does anybody wanna tackle what that signage should say?
You said, oh, I'm in July, sorry about that, June 23rd.
June 23rd.
Okay, I'll add it in.
June 23rd for what?
That's the
Then-
next meeting, our
I have
VSC
it on the
meeting.
16th.
I have June 23rd.
Unfortunately, I'd like it to stay is probably too wordy to get read completely. You know, like building veterans database, please stop at the table. Or,
I don't know, because there's some veterans who are just kind of like, I don't want to be in nobody's
I don't wanna
database.
be in
Well, that's
anybody's
their
database.
choice.
You know what I mean? You can say, all you really gotta say is something that's a little more inviting and take it from the mental health professional.
To have it be inviting.
To have it be a little more inviting. 'cause
Any suggestions?
I say you start out, you know, with the sign saying, if you're a veteran and you live in Madison, please stop at the table. That's all you need to say.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. You don't need to tell them why they have to stop, because then that's just too much verbiage.
For them to read as they're moving.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Saying what it would like to say is just too much.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just too much verbiage. I think if you're a veteran and you live in the town of Madison, please stop by and see us. And then you can tell
So
them.
to truncate that, can we
Do
just say
we-
Madison? I think there is one. I think, yeah, it's VSC at madison-newhampshire.org, but nobody ever checks it because it's a pain in the tush to have to check it. You have to download an entirely different program onto your computer.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, you know, if we could, you know, if there was a viable, we could get people to, you know, give out that email address for people to register online for it as well, but if it's not, what do you need to,
To register, you need to bring your DD.
no, I'm
Oh.
talking about,
To get into this VSC email, you'd have to ask Linda. If she told me so long ago, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not downloading
I'll
a
have
whole
to
nother
check.
program. So ask Linda. And she might be able, for all I know, there's probably emails in there, but we don't check that email.
all right.
And it's because why do we have to download another program?
Because it's hosted on email address and it's on some other, it's not like AOL or Gmail or anything like that. It's hosted on
Right,
some
yeah.
weird
It's-
municipal thing.
Okay.
It's like, when I had the snowmobile tour company, I had my own domain.
Okay, got you.
And so my email address was through my domain, so I had to go into set up on my phone and add that domain with the criteria to, you know, once it's done, it's easy. But it's just another one of your email addresses on your phone. So I will talk with Linda and see
Okay.
about getting that done.
Okay. Yeah, I think the signage just needs to be short and to the point. I mean,
Yes.
Oh, yes, I agree, but it's how you word it that make sure people stop.
I can just I can grab some poster board and with markers say Madison veterans stop at table. That's not hugely inviting.
come say
but
hi.
Come say hi at the table. Say hi at the table. And then we can always explain real quick what we're doing. We could have pre-filled out pieces of paper that have name, address, email, and anything, a service, years, rank, rate, whatever.
That's actually a good idea to have a stack of them that you could hand to people so that they don't have to stop
Right.
doing what they're doing,
Right.
and then they could send it back
They
in.
could just drop it off at town hall or mail it into town hall.
Veterans, if we get the email address up and running, have that working as well.
Okay, so pre-printed sign up, and we'll have name, address,
Email.
email, phone, service.
Do we have a cash fund, right?
We have access to $500.
Okay. So what if we get these printed on postcards,
Oh, and they're,
mail them, just like fill it out, mail it?
I don't know that people are gonna want I would not mail a postcard that has my name, my address, my phone number, my
Right, that's
service, that kind of thing. Unless it was one that you could fold over and
Seal.
seal. And I don't know how much that costs.
Paper.
No,
Like,
I,
well, no,
I think just a sheet of paper. And if they want to do it, they're going to do it. If they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. It doesn't matter one way or the other, you know.
That's true.
I mean, we can't force people to sign up for this. We're just trying to do better than what we have.
Right. And we'll take it from this list and add the email addresses and phone numbers and stuff, because this doesn't have that. This just has where their tax bill is mailed.
Do we have access to a computer where we can compile this list that isn't in one of our houses?
No. And we can ask, but I would presume not.
I mean, are you asking if they would give us a computer to do it?
No.
Are you just asking if one of us is willing to put it in an Excel spreadsheet?
Can, in the town computer, can we add this to the database in there? So that because I've been involved in organizations and the way they were run was so poorly communicated that if somebody, say, to treasurer at one time, he went to the bank, got access to the account in his name, his password and all of that stuff. The rest of the club had no clue.
How to access any of it.
So if he's riding home and the car gets cleaned out,
Nobody knows.
you've got no access to it.
It might be something to ask Linda to see if she can expand this sheet.
Know that this comes out of the tax database. She is not going to add, so everybody in town is in that tax collection database.
But I don't see why they couldn't start another database
With their
in
email,
Excel or whatever.
adding their email.
That explanation would have to be done for me to explain to you off camera.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm not willing to go into that on
Okay.
on
That's fine.
camera.
All right.
so where's this information gonna live? Once we gather it?
I can turn it into a spreadsheet as information comes in. I can create a spreadsheet, that's easy enough. And then that's where it'll reside. Is
So it will live on your computer?
apparently. Or I'll put it on a
In
stick.
an email, put it in a
Well,
flash drive.
Yeah, I
and-
was gonna say, I can put it on a flash drive.
Right.
And that can be the Veterans Committee flash drive. So it's not mine, it's not on my computer.
So this is
Yeah.
the bridge I'm trying to
Oh,
cross.
absolutely, absolutely. And at some point, there may be a place on our website that we can, but but your phone phone number and email addresses are not accessible. You can go to the tax record and get anybody's address you want in town.
Right.
I mean, that's all basically public information.
No,
But you
I
can't get
wouldn't,
their phone number or
I
their
wouldn't
email.
want this information for public access,
No.
because that will discourage people from putting it out there.
Oh, yeah.
I know with our garden club, we have the information with their phone numbers and their emails. But if one of our members does not want to put it in there,
You don't.
you don't. And this list stays with the garden club members. Nobody can give out
But you see, that's a private entity as
Right.
opposed to a public committee.
Right, yeah,
That you,
yeah, it's, okay.
have we beat this horse long enough?
So
Yes.
far, I mean, are there any other details or anything concerning this?
No, I think we're
And
good.
and I should be able to volunteer as well, so,
Yeah.
you know, we can cut it
And
shorter.
Well,
Ron
we
can
can-
still volunteer to
Yeah.
do it. We can get other people
Mhm.
Yeah.
who
Yep.
will
I
come
can
sit at the
get
table
Bruce.
for 4 hours. Yeah, get Bruce will do it, so. So then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's 6 of us over the course of 2.5 days. so.
Right.
Unless we want to expand it to a session on Friday too. But I think you're
Let's
gonna.
cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, so I'll do the pre-printed
Depending
sign
on the
up
weather,
piece.
too.
Okay.
I'll do that and then I'll get it
Alright.
printed, cause I'm gonna have access, to the place where I can like I'll put, 2 or 3 per page and then just print it and then cut them so that they're, this big, so it's just easy to hand to
You
people.
know how you do it to cut it?
Hmm.
Run it through your sewing machine. It perforates
You
it.
presume I have a sewing machine. I do, but it's been in the basement for 8
I
years.
have a paper cutter.
But I have a paper cutter, so
Oh,
maybe we
okay.
can get together and,
Right.
or I can just do it at the school. I have to go back to the school for a week. So,
Do.
yeah, for promotion. The woman who's currently filling the position I was in is retiring, and she wasn't there last year to do promotion. So, because it's at the end of the year, she was at her school, so nobody knows how to do promotion except me.
Oh,
So, I told them I would come back and help them.
oh, good.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the tabling.
Mhm.
The next thing on the list was, the town meeting warrant article. So yes, the town meeting warrant article passed overwhelmingly. I have to ask Linda, what, if anything, are they going to do? Or is it going to be a passive thing, like anybody who doesn't currently have the veterans exemption, do they have to approach Linda, or is the town gonna put that says, you know, based on the passage of warrant article, da-da-da-da, if you were previously denied your veterans exemption, please
Well, I
reapply?
never applied for it because I read the criteria, and even though Mike said you should do it anyways, I read the criteria and I knew that I fell between all the cracks.
You were in those, right, and so now nobody falls between the cracks. If you are, you know, a veteran
So
in
I
good
will-
standing,
I
but-
will have to get by town hall.
I mean, there were a lot of people at that meeting. I don't know that is gonna, I mean, you're gonna have to ask Linda, because I don't know that they're gonna post anything to say that anything passed.
Because they never posted
It-
anything before.
Right, they didn't.
It says it on your
Yes.
tax bill.
Right, it
but
says
that's
it.
only once you apply for it.
No.
No.
It says on your
that
tax
you
bill.
you can get this credit on your tax bill. It says it.
It says it's
I never looked at it that close.
says it's available to you as a veteran on the tax bill, if you read that much of the tax bill. But most people look, oh,
Here's what's due,
this is what I owe.
yeah, and never get past that.
Right.
So the dissemination of the information of warrant articles being passed is where that information stays. It stays right there. It doesn't get disseminated. If you were at the meeting, if you went to the town hall and you voted,
It would show on next year's.
it'll show in
town
next
report.
year's book, in the
Right.
book, right?
Right.
But that's it.
Yeah.
But that's because most warrant articles are money related or, you know, they're not changing what we changed. You know, you don't have to notify people that the town's gonna buy a police car. You don't have to notify people that the town's gonna keep the
Maybe
7-year
that's
lease for the
something we
grader.
put on our sign, is see us at the veterans table for changes in your tax credit.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Madison veterans, see us at
Now we're
the
talking money.
Yeah.
table for,
And that gets everybody going.
right, changes
So-
to your tax bill.
I know one of my cousin's son, who lives in Madison,
That is a
He
perfect
figures-
sign.
he
That
figures he
is
lives
perfect.
in a trailer,
Yeah.
you know, someplace in Madison. And he says, well, my taxes aren't that bad, even though he served. And I'm saying, deserve it.
It's not a that bad issue, it's an entitlement.
I wish I
Right.
could
It was
get
a
it for
state
both
law.
properties, but I can't.
You have to declare one of them your primary, and that's the one you get it on. Not unless you were like Kirk and I, if we owned 2 properties, he could get it on one and I could get it on the other, but we
Doesn't
couldn't both
matter,
get
you're
it
still
on.
gonna get it
Yeah.
twice anyways.
Wait a minute, yeah. Richard and I had it on our property.
Yeah, we have it on our current property, I'm saying if we owned 2 properties in
Oh, you
Madison.
couldn't get it.
We couldn't both get it on both properties,
No.
but one of us could get it on one and one of us
Right.
could get it
Yeah,
on the
but
other.
you're still ceiling down at $1,000, it
Right.
doesn't matter.
Right, so, okay, but anyway, so then I think that's, yeah, see us at the table for changes to your tax bill. I'll word that nicer, like come see us at the table regarding changes to your tax bill or something. That
Tax credit changes.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Oh, I'm glad you're an official member now, not an alternate.
Am I glad though?
We'll make you
No,
happy, don't worry.
We need you.
Don't worry.
Okay, that's it for the town meeting warrant article. We can always put something under the veterans, that part of can ask Linda to put just something underneath the Veteran Service Committee part of the website that says, you know, that we're gonna be labeling in June. Come see us.
Yep.
Okay. Any other old business that I'm not
And
thinking
you
of?
know what, we should make use of the Town of Madison page on Facebook and
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
just put it out there publicly that way, because that disseminates information faster than anything in this town.
Sure does.
And the Madison Boulder, we could put a notice in the Madison Boulder that says,
I have to sign
the-
that.
at
up.
town
I don't belong
meeting.
to that one.
you what?
I don't belong to that one.
Me neither, but I should.
I used to, I don't know what happened to it though. But Ron does, so I can always send Ron something and he puts it out.
So,
Madison Boulder, Facebook pages, okay. And I did mention Ron has resigned, so he's not officially part of the committee, but
No,
he's-
but I'm sure he would do that.
Absolutely. He said he would be more than happy to help if we needed help, so. All right, well, let's move on to new business. The monument is back, in case
Yes.
nobody noticed. It's now spring. There is one name that has to be added to the monument, Jeremy Cox. They haven't, his daughter is eligible to be added too. They were both serving in Afghanistan together.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just came home in February. But I had given Town Hall the DD 214 for Jeremy. It's my understanding the selectmen have decided, when I asked, like, okay, if I get more of these, what do you want me to do with them? Since you did away with the Veterans Advisory Committee, what do you want me to do with these? You want me to give them to Mike? And the answer I got back was the selectmen are now handling the monument. I don't really know what that means, and I don't think the selectmen know that they're handling the monument. Because the two selectmen I mentioned it to didn't have any idea that they were
Okay.
handling it, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and when we had the advisory committee, we would wait till we had at least 10 to 25 names at a time,
Yeah.
because the cost of having them come out to do it, and,
Right.
yeah, so,
Well, and I think then I'd also like to on the Facebook page is put out a notice that says we're collecting names again, so that maybe it could, if there's a cutoff by Memorial Day, right, then it could still get done between June and September. But again, I don't know that we even can. I guess we have to talk to the selectmen and say, this is what we're doing, we're putting out a notice.
right,
And then just hand all the DD 214s over to them and they'll
right.
have the names.
Mhm.
Facebook
And the
notification.
selectmen's meetings tomorrow night,
Yep,
are you gonna be?
I'm not here.
No.
I'm out of town. I leave tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Okay,
Facebook notification regarding name on monument. So I'm gonna do that anyway. Deadline 30 May. They can get it to the selectmen anytime they want.
right,
I'm just gonna say for our purposes, our deadline is 30. I'm just, because I've been this way, and I don't want you to have to look at my
Oh,
back.
no,
all
I'm
the time.
fine.
I didn't want them to have to, by
Right.
the time I got it, it was close to December. I didn't want them to have to go out and try in December to put it up. I said it
Right.
can wait until spring, so.
Gotcha.
Monument chain. So I'll send, I don't know, I'll send the selectmen an email requesting that the chain be,
well, yeah, because if it goes to Shafford, it's also DPW and Selectmen.
Hmm?
Well, Shafford runs the DPW and he's a Selectman.
he's not a selectman.
No.
Oh,
no,
he gave
He's,
up?
He
oh yeah,
had
a
to.
couple of years, he had to, yeah, you can't be a
You
selectman.
can't We
And a
just voted
full-time.
on that as well.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do both.
Okay.
Yeah, John was a little affronted by that. He thought he was being targeted. It's like, no,
No,
John,
no,
this
I've got
is-
nothing about.
Right, it has nothing to do with you.
Mm-mm.
Don't be paranoid. Nobody's unhappy with you. We're requesting chain B put up.
So how many selectmen do we?
We have 5
We
now.
have 5.
I guess I'll have to come to the meeting tomorrow. It's at
There you go.
4:30?
It's at 4:30 still, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
if I'm back.
anything else with the monument?
No, I think we're good.
No.
Oh, good.
I had put a wreath for Christmas out there. It's still out there, it's just hiding behind the pot. There's a pot with some plants that are dead.
Dead,
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause-
yeah, the garden club usually.
Yeah. Next on the list then is Memorial Day. Do we have any? I'm usually not here Memorial Day.
Mhm.
You're usually here, right?
Yes.
And you do the walk-in? Do you do the Gilman
Well-
Cemetery and?
Yeah, I didn't do the walking last year, but this year I plan on walking, you know.
What is the Quilts of Valor?
I'll explain in a minute when we get to that one after Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mike Brooks is the one
Yeah, I
that
mean,
takes
he-
care of everything.
He's
for-
got everything under control.
Yeah. And he's, you know, he invites the school band and, but last year it was kind of,
It felt very last minute-ish.
yes.
So maybe if we
Put the bug in
contact
the
him-
air now.
Right, because I also think that one of the things we talked about last year was having them use the police speed limit sign thing that they use for
Mhm.
Old Home Week and put out there, that putting something out there before Memorial Day, like maybe, you know, mid-May, somewhere around
Yeah,
Mother's
that
Day or
says
something.
Parade on,
Oh,
parade, prepare, parade, like snowstorm warning.
Right.
And Memorial Day is early,
Yeah, Memorial Day is the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, because I just got contacted with the garden club. Okay.
Parade, 26th, and they do that on Memorial Day, right, that
They
parade?
do the Memorial Day parade, the breakfast, Gilman, they go up on High Street first,
Right,
early, 8
Mhm.
o'clock, and put flags up at that cemetery. And then they go, we have a little break, and then we go to
Gilman.
Gilman's, and then we march back here. And they have the pancake breakfast and all.
Okay, so maybe if I can talk to Chief of Police about
Yes.
that sign, just bypass the sign.
Mhm.
I know they have a lot on their plate, but I'll see how amenable he is even to, and then have the chief bring it up with the selectmen and.
That's probably the
Mike
better
Brooks.
route to
Yeah,
do.
Yeah,
Ask the chief about it, and
Yeah.
then the chief will approach them.
yep, if he's even amenable and thinks it's a good idea, so.
I think he's also a veteran.
Is he?
Yes.
He is.
Does he live in town?
Yes.
He's not on this list.
Who are you talking about?
Chief Hayford.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's, I believe he's a veteran,
yeah.
Interesting.
yeah.
Maybe he was in that
Gray area?
gray area?
Or maybe he just didn't live in town at the time.
This could be true.
Yeah.
All right, anything else for Memorial Day? No? Okay, Quilts of Valor. Quilts of Valor is an organization that presents handmade quilts. And we did this
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago now?
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
it with,
Yeah.
With Henry Forrest and
Yes.
Frank Davis
Mhm.
and
yeah, I know what it
Franklin
is and what it
Franklin
does.
Jones, right.
But do they do it every year, Memorial Day?
No.
No.
And they're not doing it Memorial Day. They have just, Clarice saw me, I don't know, at the grocery store or someplace, and at town meeting, and said they have up to 3 quilts, I believe, that are in sort of their final preparation. Did we have anyone that, that, you know, was
Worthy of the quilt of valor.
right? And I said, oh,
I know who, Jones, not Franklin, but,
the other one,
yeah,
the brother?
the brother. They all 3 brothers
Served.
served together. My gosh, why can't I remember his name?
But-
Oh, look for Jones on the list.
But we also had discussed at one of our previous meetings that we were not the vetting organization for who gets one and who doesn't get one. What
You
we,
can just supply the name and information.
Right,
I have
yes.
Lawrence,
Mel,
William
Bill
Franklin,
Jones, William. Bill
Russell.
Jones. Russell Jones.
Russell
William Franklin
is
is
Franklin,
Yeah,
Russell.
yeah.
So anyway, but I think we can put something out on. We can put something out on Facebook, and we can attach the forms, because I have the forms, the nomination forms. And if anybody, and the Madison Boulder, and if anybody wants to nominate somebody for Quilts of Valor,
Then to contact
Clarice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that would be the best thing to do.
Do Facebook.
You know, Close of Valor is looking for recipients.
Yeah, do you know someone touched by war and, you know,
Yeah.
whatever else they,
Or is
I'll use their
accepting, or
words.
is accepting applications for
recipients for a Quilt of
recipients.
Valor.
For Quilts of Valor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll do something along those lines, and that way they can send them directly to Clarice.
Yep, put the contact info.
Oh, yeah,
That was easy enough.
right. Anything else on that?
I think we're good.
Okay. Number 8 then is admin, and we're to the getting more members, and we have to elect a chairman and a vice chair.
If you remain chairman, I'll be the vice chair.
I'm happy to stay there, and I know you don't have time necessarily.
I do not.
And you're busy
Right.
too, and I'm retired, I'm old.
Uh,
Well, I am.
I thought I
just-
was retired, but apparently I'm not.
No, you filled your day up. Okay, so then what I need are nominations.
Okay, I make a motion for Sharon for chair
Okay. Do I have a
of the
second?
committee.
I'll second.
Lowry, second.
I
All in
nominate
favor?
Paulette.
Wait,
Oh.
we gotta vote on the first one. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous?
I nominate Paulette for vice chair.
I second.
Harris, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh,
All right.
I can't vote for myself.
Yeah, you can.
Just so that the slots are filled. Eventually,
Right. Hopefully, eventually we have more people who,
we'll want to
yep,
step up to the plate.
yep. Can you do me a favor?
Hmm?
There is a notice on the board out there
Okay.
that has our meeting dates for the year. Can you go check that I didn't screw up, that it is supposed to be the 16th
23rd.
and not the,
Right.
right, check what date it is. It should be over on the left-hand side, right near that pink form.
Public hearing, elementary, zoning board, Madison Veterans Committee. 14th, 23rd, 22nd, and December 15th. So it's the 23rd.
June 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
so-
just wrote it wrong.
It's okay. All right. Is there any more business? Anybody have any comments or anything?
23rd.
Anything else? Yeah, June 23rd.
Okay.
No?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. I
I
second.
second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We will adjourn until June 23rd at 5 p.m. here in the lower level.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Adjourn.
Thanks for stepping up, becoming a member.
Yeah.
Yes, we appreciate
Oh,
it.
boy.
Oh, boy.
I lent him glasses. He left his cheaters home.
Oh,
And I carry a spare pair.
Pair of
with me
cheaters.
all the
I
time.
took off the shirt that they were in the pocket of.
oh, okay.
And me, I'm always running with 2 sets of glasses, one to read and one to
I
put
know,
over my
right,
face, so.
Right, right, and
I think I
Yeah,
have
no,
that.
I tried bifocals